It's NNX from the Northwestern News Network, where we give you your news faster than you can eat a bowl of mac and cheese. I'm Victoria Ryan.
And I'm Raj Ganeker. Let's get right into today's top stories.
The Northwestern University Graduate Workers Union, or NUGW, is in the final stages of their negotiations with the university. Both sides are set to meet tomorrow. NNN's Jeremy Fredericks has more on the discussions.
Tomorrow, Northwestern and the Graduate Workers Union will meet for bargaining negotiations over compensation.
There's still a gap between the university's proposal and the union's proposal.
NUGW and NU have tentatively agreed on 29 of the union's 33 proposals. The final 4 proposals are among the most difficult. More than 1,800 grad students, a majority, have signed on to a strike pledge.
Our goal is never to go on strike just for the sake of striking.
NUGW is calling for an annual compensation of $48,000, up from the current rate of $37,000, but still short of NU's most recent offer of $41,000 per year.
More pay! More say!
NU wants any compensation increase to start next fall, which is not soon enough for NUGW members.
We've heard from many of our members that they need relief, they need a raise now.
Visas for international students are also set to be negotiated tomorrow. Currently, F1 and J1 visas that allow international students to study in the U.S. are not covered by the university.
It will cost more than $500 for an international students to just come to the U.S.
A new NUGW proposal calls for the university to contribute $150,000 toward visas, something that bargaining committee members hope will draw in new international grad students.
We have asked for a reasonable amount of increase on our stipend and also asked for more support to international students.
In a statement to NNN, Northwestern says, "We are committed to supporting, mentoring, and preparing graduate students for future success."
Hey, ho, ho! Our expectations got to go! Hey, hey!
Jeremy Fredericks, Northwestern News Network.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Northwestern community organizations are making sure LGBTQ students have a space to express both their faith and identities. It was Ash Wednesday last week, and Northwestern's Gender and Sexuality Resource Center and the Department of Religious and Spiritual Life held an event to make sure LGBTQ students felt included. Students stopped by throughout the morning to receive both glitter and ashes, focusing on representation in religious spaces. Reverend Dana Downing says she hopes the event's message resonated with student experiences.
A lot of folks perhaps have never received ashes from a woman, never received ashes from a Black woman, never received ashes from a Black queer woman.
Similar upcoming events can be found on the Gender and Sexuality Resource Center's Instagram. That's GSRC_NU. And on the Department of Religious and Spiritual Life's Instagram, NU_RSL.
A new chapter called Educators for Justice in Palestine formed on campus last month, with over 200 Northwestern faculty, staff, and graduate students already joining the group. EJP's press release states they are committed to practices of accountability, open dialogue, and sustained learning. The chapter urges people to visit their website to learn more about the conflict and to get involved through events hosted by Northwestern and local organizations. NNN's Aria Wozniak joins us now in the studio to tell us more. So Aria, what are the goals of the Educators for Justice in Palestine group?
The Educators for Justice in Palestine group originally formed to support the Students for Justice in Palestine group. Their goals are to create meaningful campus discourse as well as provide a plethora of resources. They have a place where teachers and faculty can come together and experts can think on possible solutions to this conflict.
And what types of resources do they provide?
They provide a number of events, courses. They also have databases, literature, and academic freedom resources, which are Know Your Rights resources. They just had a Letters to Palestine event recently and many more in the future. Many speakers and experts coming to Northwestern just so the community can get more thoughtful dialogue.
Thanks, Aria.
A new business in Evanston is combining cannabis and a classic cafe. Westtown Bakery and OK Cannabis are now open on the corner of Chicago and Howard. The partnership between the independent conventional bakery and recreational dispensary aims to normalize legal cannabis use and end the stigma associated with the drug. Pairing pot with pastries isn't unheard of, as the South Evanston joint is the third bakery/dispensary combination in Illinois.
People, smoke some weed, they're going to get the munchies, they're going to want a donut, right?
You have to be at least 21 to enter OK Cannabis, but Westtown Bakery welcomes people of all ages and is completely weed-free.
Northwestern students and faculty celebrated National Random Acts of Kindness Day with a card-making event. The event was held by the Masters of Science in Education program, and all cards will go to Cards for Hospitalized Kids. This national program gives cards to children when they arrive at the hospital and allowed Northwestern students to take a break from their midterms and craft for a cause. To send cards of your own, visit cardsforhospitalizedkids.com.
What do solar energy and maple syrup have in common? The answer lies in the data they help produce, which can be used as an indicator of climate change. Several trees on South Campus are now equipped with solar panels as part of a maple syrup and climate change course. While students have been collecting sap for 7 years, this is the first year they've used solar panels. The panels power sap tracking sensors from Northwestern's involvement in an urban integrated field laboratory. They track how much liquid is flowing through the maples, which is important for estimating the climate impact of local trees.
Trees are really the primary storytellers of the class.
The class will continue to monitor sap flow from the trees throughout the rest of the quarter. Victoria, students are literally getting syrup from trees. That is so cool. I could never imagine doing that myself, though.
Well, actually, Raj, my elementary school went to my local nature center and we learned how to do it ourselves. It was actually a lot easier than I expected.
Well, that's some real DIY pancakes then.
Yeah, that's all for tonight on NNX. I'm Victoria Ryan.
And I'm Raj Ganeker. Stay tuned for the Northwestern News Report. Have a good night.